So, Robert, I heard the government is on a spending spree again, something to the tune of $20 billion.
Well, what's a billion? I think
What's,
that's what they used to say, except it was a million then. Now, what's a billion?
what's a
It's not their
billion?
money.
Yeah, it's not their money. So, you know what? Let's jump right into this episode of Real Estate Chat with
John Perez.
and Robert Eid. And Robert, we've talked many times about the affordability crisis or affordability issues. And some of our astute Real Estate Chat viewers pointed out correctly that, hey, we've got so much land in Canada. Why is there a housing issue? And who's creating these housing issues? But we're not going to answer that on this episode. What we will look into is what is the solution to provide affordable housing? And apparently, this article that was shared to me by Robert, the solution is Ottawa adding $20 billion to mortgage bond program to fund soaring demand for rental construction financing. So it's a pretty lengthy article. It's good to read. A couple of key points. I mean, Ottawa has been under pressure to create more affordable housing, especially with average monthly rent in the country across the country now exceeding 2,000 and typical selling price of a home more than 700,000. I'd love to see where $700,000 houses are, because here in the Greater Toronto Area, or at least in Toronto, it's over 1 million, 1.1, something along that line. And so our finance minister announced that they plan to increase the annual issuance of Canada mortgage bonds to 60 billion from 40 billion, with the additional proceeds going towards financing rental building construction. So Real Estate Chat viewers who have clicked on subscribe by now, you can click on the description link that we included for this article. But Robert, again, we've covered things like this in the past: affordable housing, rentals programs. The Toronto mayor, proposing several units to be built. Now the government is using this money to basically propose the funding of these. First of all, what is this? What is this government body, and how are they raising these billions of dollars?
Well, you remember mortgage-backed securities, certificates of deposit, wherever they call them, that caused Freddie Mac and the American institutions to blow up in 207, 208. Well, Canada, Central Housing, Canada Housing, has a similar program. It's a portfolio program where they will reinsure. If a small lender puts together a project and the project's complete, so there's a mortgage now in place, CMHC will buy that portfolio from the small lender, give him the money for it. He'll do it again. And then the CMHC will now take this portfolio of mortgages. Sometimes it's one, normally it's more than one. They bundle it together, and then they syndicate that off to small investors who would like to have a $100,000 investment that's backed by CMHC, backed by the government of Canada, plus backed by real estate. So it's a nice game, syndication game of financing that CMHC is doing and reinsuring the taking out, reinsuring, whatever you want to call it, the smaller lenders, and creating a pool that investors can participate in. Now, it's interesting you're talking about how many is this actually going to do. This is quite a good article if you read it, every single paragraph. This piggyback, this change, which actually was an about face, about the third last paragraph, on the government's approach to CMHC bond program. They were thinking and they were planning, they announced they were going to discontinue it, but now piggybacking on the get rid of the 15% GST, the federal component of the HST in Ontario. It's confirmed now that Rob Ford's brother will also match the Ontario portion of the HST that will be refunded, so that it will stimulate. It'll be less of a cost for people who want to build purpose-built units. So the GST waiver was significant, and so that Dream Unlimited company said they would allow them to proceed with more than 5,000 new rental units in Ottawa, Saskatoon, Calgary, and Toronto. The waiver is a game changer, and his company will start on 1,350 units this year, and the remaining 3,700, total 5,000, over the following 2 years. So that's a lot, 5,000. Fitzrovia said the tax discount would allow it to build 3,000 more rentals in the next 10 months, and another Tricon resident said will start work on more than 1,000 units within the next 6 months. So this is a grand total of 9,000 units. 9,000 units. Oh, but that's 10 provinces. So that's 900 units in Ontario. Pittance. Who cares? So it's a big noise. Federal government says, it's not our responsibility, it's provincial, it's municipal. Everyone is now acknowledging that the reason that prices are high is because demand is high and supply was limited. Who's limiting the supply? The municipalities, the zoning, the green belt. So they have to deal with something that will reverse those constraints on supply. But if they reverse the constraints on supply and it makes the existing prices go down, everybody and his grandma that's been counting on the prices going up will get ticked off. And every one of those people and their grandma, they vote. So that's not going to happen. They're not going to do anything that's going to make prices go down. They're going to have to create more. So how do they create more? They create more by saying you can have an apartment building on every corner. What? No, I don't want that. I don't want that down my street. That's going to ruin my school. It's going to ruin the sewage. It's going to ruin the transportation. It's going to ruin. Well, we got to do something because affordability, affordability is the monthly payment that the guy has to pay. So either his wages have to go up, the price has to come down, or the interest rate to finance the thing has got to come down. Now, is GST coming off 900 units in Ontario doing any of that? No, it's just noise. It's cutting the cost of a developer to build a purpose built. Read this whole article. I'll stick it on. Yeah, it's a very good article.
We'll put it on there. So the strategy for our real estate chat viewers who understand the dynamics of this move by the government and the lack, I guess, of affordable units that's going to be introduced despite their efforts. Again, we mentioned in this past episode, what should real estate chat viewers invest in so that they ride this wave of real estate towards building something of value for them and their families?
Okay. If you already have your home where you're living, good. You can either stay there or move it to a location I'm going to suggest, which is you want to buy something that's on a corner that can be subdivided on a main street, because they let you get away with murder on the corner of a main street. They let you just cut it much more readily than some on the back street somewhere where everybody has neighbors all the way around who will object. 3 units, 4 units, they're not going to let you do without any appeal to zoning. And if there's an existing commercial corner surrounded by residential, buy the residential houses as an investment around about it, because they're going to round off those corners. You look up and down Yonge Street in between Davisville and Eglinton. Look what they've done in the last 10 years of, the art shop. And what do they do with the 5 or 6 houses behind them, down along the side of the side street? That's what they're going to do everywhere. It's going to be a different city. And so you can't complain about it. The lousier sections of good old Scarborough, the lousier section of the bottom of Etobicoke, it's already happening, where those 25-foot lots, they're going to become valuable because you can put 4 units on the darn thing. It's going to be a whole redevelopment renaissance. So buy the raw product, buy something with a basement apartment, and you can't live in a mutual fund. Interest rates have gone up, so your GIC, people are saying, no, 5% for doing nothing is perfectly safe. It's guaranteed. So, everybody wants your money. If you believe in real estate more than anything else, then that's what you can do. But definitely get your own house in order, your own home in order, your own real property in order, and you can diversify from there.
All right, so you heard it first here, real estate chat viewers. Make sure you click on subscribe so you can join us on this real estate wealth building strategizing journey. Thanks for watching this episode. Make sure you leave in the comments if you have any questions or comments about this particular article or anything having to do with real estate. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye for now.
Okay, see ya.